All right. Well, as you guys can plainly see, that did not go well. That did not go well at all. Whoa, Lord have mercy. So, Monday Night Football has ended with a final score. San Francisco 49ers being the winners, defeating the Los Angeles Rams by a score of 31 to 10. It really never felt close. If we're just being honest, basically, San Francisco's game plan was very simple. As I've said many times before, San Francisco is a very physical football team. They have built their roster over the course of the last several years to kind of mold themselves into this very physical football team. They got offensive line and defensive line specifically, and their wide receivers too. They got themselves some physical wide receivers. Debo Samuel is is a pretty good football player. I'll have to give him that. He's very physical, and basically the game plan was simple. It was just to play smash mouth football, hit us in the mouth, and continue to do so because, as I have said multiple times, and one of my greatest fears for this team is the fact that the Rams themselves, I don't want to, they're not, I don't want to say they're not physical. I don't want to, they're not soft or anything. They're not soft, but they're not a physical football team either. You know what I mean? It's just we tend to have a lot of problems with the stronger power run physical football teams. We just do. It's not necessarily. I'm not saying that to rag on them really at this point. Or put them down. It's just kind of a fact, unfortunately. And well, basically that's all they did. Pretty much just run a bunch of outside zone runs, some dive plays, and just short dink and dunk kind of pass plays. But it worked. I mean, we couldn't stop it. It got. I guess you could say. We scored like in the second quarter and like pulled it to within one score, but that was the closest we ever got. I mean, after that, it was just our defense just could not stop the run, man. When you go, their first drive is like, what was it, 15 plays, like 11 minutes, and they ran it down the field and scored a touchdown on us. They run it the whole way down and throw a little dink pass to George Kittle, I believe it was. And while the defense was struggling in that area, our offense really didn't do much better because again, with the play calls, man, I'm not sure. I do like the aggression. In the beginning, they take a shot really, really deep down the field, but I just don't understand why they were. So the very first drive, Matthew, he completes a few short passes, and then he launches it deep, like on the, I don't even know, like very early in the game. The Rams got the ball first, all right? So this is the first drive of the game, and he launches it, and but here's the thing. I've noticed when they go to hurry the no huddle and they hurry, they're going fast. But the thing is, I can tell they're not settled though. Do you guys understand what I mean when I say that? I mean they run fast to get to the line, try to catch the defense off guard, when in reality they're not really set themselves. And it was obvious because when Matthew launched it, it oh, Odell was nowhere near it, nowhere near the ball. Now was I don't know if Odell just ran the wrong route or if Matthew either overthrew it or he misread it and he made a mistake. I don't know whose fault it was, but that he overthrows it. Odell's nowhere near the ball. He like cuts inside way before he was supposed to, maybe. And then the ball gets picked pretty much by San Francisco. I'm not really ragging on Odell too much because the man just got in the building like a few days ago. You can't expect him to know the whole playbook by now. So I'm not ragging on him for that, and not ragging on Matthew either. You know, the thing is, Sean. So the offense didn't do much better. Defense looked soft. They gave up a lot of run yardage. Offense, again, the San Francisco's physical D line was smacking our O line around. I thought the O line performed slightly better than they did last week, but it still wasn't anything too impressive because Matthew was still getting. They were still getting to Matthew pretty regularly. And Sean, I don't know why you are so reluctant to run the football. The thing is, Sean, it's not just about running the football. Okay, it's you're setting you're setting a mindset, and not only you but your opponent as well. Okay, you you can't just be the high flying passing offense that's exotic and exciting to watch. That's very electric and gets the crowd pumped up. Which I'm not saying that's not important because it is, and I'm not saying that's not a important part of winning a championship because it is. You have to be able to score the points through the air. That's not the issue. The issue is you can't just be that though. You have to. At the end of the day, football is a very physical game, man. You're colliding with guys are colliding with each other every other play, every single play, and you need to have your team at its core still be able to ground themselves and just smack dudes in the mouth for 60 minutes a game. They have to be willing. They have to have the strength to do it. They have to be willing to do it, and they have to have that nastiness. They know you're not going to run the majority of the time, so they just pin their ears back and rush you. And as a result, since you have refused to address the O line for several years now in the draft, they're able to overpower this offensive line that cannot handle physical linemen, a physical defense. They can. They can. For the it's the Rams just got beat up. That's essentially what happened here. We got beat up by a more physical football team, a team who knows us very well. That's why you can never really. That's when you're playing a division opponent, you can just toss the records out the window because they don't really matter. But lost to a tougher team tonight. We're still okay. We're still in the thick of it. We're 7-3. San Francisco improves to 4-5, and we are now coming upon our bye week, where I believe we need to really have a hard look at ourselves, because I still think this is a very talented football team. I still think this is a team that it is a great football team. That's one of the better teams in the NFL and has a lot of really good players on it and a lot of really good coaches. But they don't have they're lacking in very important areas if they want to win a championship. They're lacking that physicality on both offense and defense, being able to stand your ground and stop the run, being able to initiate the run and have whole drives of where you're predominantly running the football, playing smash mouth football, going forward, smacking dudes, and getting yards that way. Being able to stand your ground on pass plays, hold the pass rushers back so your quarterback has time to throw the football. We're in the coaching, just Sean just doesn't seem to understand that, or he doesn't care to understand it, and Sean, I'm not feel grateful that you're with us, but Sean, man, you gotta, someone in your inner circle has got to get through to him to where you need to evolve your philosophy. Okay, I understand you like throwing the football. I understand you want to be the quick score, the electric offense that excites a place like Los Angeles, and to be on the highlight reels. And you do need to have that, but you need to have that physical component too, to play the long, kind of drawn out, in some people's eyes, boring. I don't find it boring, but just the long, physical, slow drives where you're just punching dudes in the mouth. You got to be able to do that too, as well as the electric offense stuff. And and until you learn that, Sean, I just don't know if we can reach the goals that you have set for yourself. That's the issue here. Overall, I want to end it with this because I've already gone too far. I've already gone on too far here. It's a tough loss, but it's not the end of the world. We very much are still in the playoff hunt. We are one of the tops. We're one of the better teams of the league. Despite what happened here tonight, we are still one of the top teams in the NFC. Are we the best team in the NFC? I don't think so, but we're up there. We're one of the top teams, and we have the players. Those players are talented enough. We have the coaches. Those coaches are talented enough to win the Super Bowl. We can do it. We can do it, but we won't. We can't do it unless they make some changes in their philosophies. A few important things. This team is so good in so many areas, but is lacking in a couple of very important areas that you'll need to have when you face the final 8-4 football teams of the year. But they need to take these next 2 weeks to really just kind of look at themselves, kind of rest up, get healed, and get their mind right, man. Because we got a second half of the season we got to push. We're still in this thing. It's not over, but they gotta do a little bit of soul searching here. Got to do some soul searching, guys. Congratulations to San Francisco. I guess I should say that. Y'all whooped us, so don't have a lot to say about that. But that's going to be it for now, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, we're still in it. We're still in it. All right, there's no need to despair. Just take a few shots, wake up, and we're good. We're still 7-3. We're still good.